What if I told you that a homemade raw diet could provide your pet with a healthier, happier, and longer life? Well, I'm going to share with you 13 reasons why DIY raw food can improve not only their life, but yours as well. Number 1, your pet will be eating natural foods that their body was designed for. Dogs, cats, and ferrets are all part of the mammalian order Carnivora. This means that they naturally eat a meat-based diet and almost never consume grains or legumes in the wild. Unfortunately, dry and canned foods use grains and legumes as a filler to help keep the food's texture and shape. But DIY raw diets are made up of raw meat, bone, organs, and a few other fresh foods. And a diet like this will be the closest you can get to what our dogs, cats, and ferrets' digestive systems were designed to process. Number 2, your pet's coat will become shinier and healthier. A body that's fueled by poor quality food begins to deteriorate much quicker. Many pets fed dry and canned food are more prone to itchy skin, yeast infections, and a dull coat. This is due to commercial foods being low in natural skin and coat supporting nutrients like omega-3s, vitamin E, and biotin, and also high in inflammatory grains and flours which cause itchy skin. Raw diets, however, include fresh meat, organs, and even oily fish, which all provide natural vitamins, minerals, and omega-3s that nourish the skin and coat. DIY raw diets are also completely free of inflammatory grains and flours, so their skin will be much less inflamed and itchy. Number 3, you won't have to deal with big, smelly poop anymore. No matter if your pet eats dry or canned food, their poop will probably be bulky and smelly. But isn't poop supposed to be smelly? Well, when your pet's food is full of poorly digested filler ingredients like rice, beans, and cornmeal, yes. But when you're feeding highly nutritious meats, organs, and other whole foods that are easily digested and absorbed by a carnivore's body, they will produce smaller, less smelly poop. Number 4, your pet's teeth will be cleaner and tartar-free. Raw meaty bones are an essential part of a homemade raw diet. And they're important because they provide calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium, which are all essential minerals. But do you know what else they're good for? Brushing the teeth. As your pet chews, the bone scrapes against the teeth, knocking the tartar off and keeping them clean. Number 5, your pet will be able to lose that excess weight they can't seem to lose. According to the Association for Pet Obesity Prevention, 59% of dogs and 61% of cats are currently overweight or obese. One reason for this is that many owners don't actually know how much food their pet needs and overfeed them by constantly filling their bowl. And another is because dry and canned foods are full of starchy carbohydrates and concentrated in calories. So a diet that contains virtually no carbs, like DIY raw diets, will make it a lot easier for pets to drop excess weight. Number 6, your pet won't be in a constant state of dehydration. Dry kibble only contains about 5 to 10% moisture, so your pet will need to drink a lot of water to rehydrate themselves. Imagine eating dry cereal your whole life. How thirsty do you think you'd be? Dehydration causes the urine to be very concentrated, and this can create bladder infections and even urinary stones. Raw diets, on the other hand, are around 75% moisture, so your pet will be getting hydrated while they eat, which is a great plus. Number 7, your pet will be able to work their mind while chewing different textures and flavors. Chewing starchy dry balls and canned slop their whole life is so unfulfilling. But when you're feeding a homemade raw diet, each animal part has a different texture and flavor, and this allows your pet to work their mind while learning the consistency and taste of each meat. Number 8, you'll be able to save money feeding DIY raw. Now, this can vary depending on what meats you're feeding and where you're buying them from. But in many cases, DIY raw feeding will be much cheaper than pre-made raw and even many dry and canned foods. For instance, I once compared how much it would cost me when comparing my pet's DIY diet to a few popular commercial foods. And I found out that I would be saving almost $200 a month when comparing DIY raw to an average tier wet food. Number 9, you'll get compliments on how beautiful and healthy your pet looks. Raw-fed pets notoriously get compliments on their appearance, whether that be their healthy weight, their shiny coat, or their pearly white teeth. And you could also end up impressing your vet, especially if your pet's health improved after switching. Number 10, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in control of your pet's diet and that they actually enjoy it. Eating the same dry balls day in and day out for an entire lifetime is depressing. No love was put into commercial pet food. It's mass-produced in large facilities, bagged, and shipped out all over the country. And many times, you can't even understand half of what's on the ingredients label. But the recipes you make for your pet are thoughtfully put together and made with love to ensure you're providing them the best diet possible. And it's always so rewarding to watch them enjoy it. Number 11, you'll learn a lot about nutrition and maybe even apply it to your own diet. When you start DIY raw feeding, you'll end up learning a lot about vitamins, minerals, and the foods that provide these nutrients. And once you start getting the hang of balancing your pet's diet, you may start thinking about improving your own diet with your newfound knowledge as well. Number 12, it's fun designing their plate of food. One of the most enjoyable aspects of raw feeding, in my opinion, is making their meal look pretty before feeding it. At mealtime, my inner chef comes out and I'm suddenly designing a Michelin star dish. Of course, my pets don't care about this, but I have fun doing it. Number 13, you'll learn that making a homemade diet for your pet is easier than you think. Don't you have to be a veterinarian to create a diet that provides all the nutrients pets need? Actually, no. No matter who you are, if you're willing to learn, you can certainly create a diet that provides all the nutrients your pet needs. And one of the best places to start learning is my YouTube channel. I suggest starting out with these beginner playlists.